to stay as the European Union prepares to unleash a seismic shift in global trade. The stage is set for an explosive showdown with China. This latest move to impose a staggering $4 billion in tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles, IFS, and just a calculated economic maneuver. It's a provocative, incendiary act that threatens to ignite a full-blown trade war. Critics are already branding the yuan as hypocritical, accusing it of protecting its own faltering industries under the guise of fair competition, while simultaneously undermining the very principles of free trade. It claims to uphold this audacious strategy, cloaked in the rhetoric of market fairness, reeks of a desperate bid to shield European manufacturers from the relentless onslaught of superior and more affordable Chinese technology. The European Commission's investigation into alleged unfair subsidies received by Chinese eBay makers is a thinly veiled attempt to justify protectionist policies that fly in the face of global trade norms. This move is not only expected to strain relations with Beijing, but also to hit European consumers where it hurts the most. Their wallets. Higher prices for EVs in the EU are inevitable, a bitter pill that Europeans will have to swallow as they pay the price for their leaders' brinkmanship. In its rush situation is palpable. In its rush to penalize China, the EU is poised to undermine its own ambitious climate goals by making green technology less accessible to its citizens. China, not one to back down from a fight, has already issued stark warnings of retaliatory measures. The prospect of Beijing slapping tariffs as high as 25% on luxury European vehicles looms large, a move that would send shockwaves through the continent's high-end automotive sector. Brands like Mercedes-Benz and BMW are bracing for impact, their future in one of the world's largest markets hanging in the balance. This looming tit-for-tat exchange is not just a clash of economic titans. It's a dramatic confrontation that could redefine the rules of global trade for years to come. Stay with us as we delve deep into this unfolding saga, uncovering the layers of controversy, the stakes, and the potential fallout from this high-stakes gambit. This is not just a story of tariffs and trade. It's a battle for economic supremacy, a clash of geopolitical strategies, and a pivotal moment that could reshape the future of international commerce. Hello and welcome back to Innovative Check YouTube channel, where we delve into the innovative and transformative projects changing our world. If you're new to the channel and enjoy learning about innovation stories around the world, you've come to the right. Please subscribe, like, and comment to help boost our videos on YouTube. The ATOL is preparing to impose a significant tariff on Chinese electric vehicles, VFCs, potentially reaching up to 20%. This decision by the European Commission is expected to be finalized this month, and it has already sparked threats of retaliation from Beijing. Chinese car manufacturers, anticipating these tariffs, are planning to shift more production to Europe to mitigate the impact. The imposition of these tariffs could lead to a substantial decrease in the importation of Chinese EVs into the EU, with the Kiel Institute for the World Economy estimating a loss of approximately $3.8 billion in trade. This would translate to about 125,000 fewer Chinese EVs entering the European market, forcing companies to ramp up production within the EU to meet local demand. This situation arises from an ongoing investigation by the European Commission into whether Chinese EV makers have been receiving unfair government subsidies. The Commission is required to inform Chinese exporters about the potential tariffs within this month, and the implementation of these tariffs is anticipated to result in increased costs for consumers. Julian Hinz, a trade researcher at the Kiel Institute, noted that higher prices for electric vehicles are likely due to the higher production costs within the EU compared to China. These costs are driven by higher energy and material prices, as well as significantly higher labor costs in Europe. Just a quick reminder to hit the like button below. YouTube has been restricting my videos a lot recently because of bots. So your like does help out this video massively in terms of the algorithm in YouTube. Despite the potential for increased costs, it is not guaranteed that European car manufacturers will fully compensate for the shortfall in Chinese EV imports. Chinese companies, like BYD, are also positioning themselves to meet local demand by establishing new production facilities in Europe. BYD, for instance, is already working on its first electric car factory in Hungary and is exploring the possibility of a second factory on the continent. This expansion is part of BYD's broader strategy to capture a significant share of the European EV market. The potential retaliatory measures from China, if the EU goes ahead with the tariffs, could have substantial implications for European automakers. China has threatened to impose tariffs as high as 25 on vehicles with large engines, which could significantly impact luxury car manufacturers like Mercedes-Benz and BMW. This tit-for-tat tariff situation could escalate trade tensions between the EU and China, affecting various sectors beyond the automotive industry. The broader implications of this tariff decision are significant. On one hand, the EU is aiming to protect its domestic industries and ensure a level playing field for its manufacturers. On the other hand, the potential for increased production costs and higher consumer prices could dampen the adoption of EVs, which is a crucial component of the EU's strategy to reduce carbon emissions and combat climate change. The balance between protecting local industries and promoting environmental sustainability will be a critical consideration for policymakers as the European Commission's decision looms. Various stakeholders are closely watching the developments. Automakers, consumer, and policymakers are all weighing the potential impacts of these tariffs. The outcome of this situation will not only influence the automotive industry, but could also set a precedent for future trade relations between the EU and China. In the context of global trade, this move by the EU is a clear indication of the increasing complexities and challenges faced by international trade agreements and policies. The intersection of economic, environmental, and political considerations makes this a highly contentious issue. The resolution of this situation will likely involve intricate negotiations and compromises, with both sides trying to protect their interests while avoiding a full-blown trade war. The potential shift in production dynamics, with more Chinese companies establishing manufacturing bases in Europe, could also lead to longer-term changes in the automotive industry. This move could result in a more integrated and interdependent market, with European consumers having access to a wider range of EV options, albeit at potentially higher prices. The establishment of new production facilities in Europe could also create jobs and boost local economies, although these benefits would need to be weighed against the potential drawbacks of higher consumer prices and trade tensions. As this situation unfolds, the key players involved will need to navigate a complex web of economic and political considerations. The decisions made in the coming months will have far-reaching implications for the future of the automotive industry, trade relations between the EU and China, and the broader goals of environmental sustainability and economic stability. The delicate balance between protecting local industries and promoting global trade will be at the forefront of these discussions, with policymakers striving to find solutions that address the myriad challenges posed by this evolving scenario. If you are enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and comment. The European Commission's decision on the tariffs is highly anticipated, with various scenarios being considered. If the tariffs are imposed, Chinese manufacturers will likely accelerate their plans to establish production facilities within the EU, mitigating the impact of the tariffs and maintaining their market share. This move could lead to increased competition among local and foreign manufacturers, potentially driving innovation and improvements in the quality and variety of EVs available to European consumers. The potential for retaliatory tariffs from China adds another layer of complexity to the situation. European automakers, particularly those producing high-end vehicles with large engines, could face significant challenges if China follows through on its threats. This scenario could lead to a reevaluation of export strategies and a potential shift in focus towards other markets less affected by trade tensions. The interconnectedness of global supply chains means that these trade policies will have ripple effects across various sectors, impacting not just the automotive industry, but also related industries such as battery production, raw materials, and technology. The role of government subsidies in the EV market is another critical aspect of this issue. The investigation by the European Commission into unfair subsidies highlights the ongoing debate about the role of government support in promoting emerging industries. So while subsidies can help nascent industries develop and compete on a global scale, they can also lead to market distortions and trade imbalances. Finding the right balance between supporting domestic industries and ensuring fair competition will be a key challenge for policymakers. The environmental implications of this situation cannot be overlooked. The push towards electric vehicles is a central component of global efforts to reduce carbon emissions and combat climate change. Any policies that impact the adoption and affordability of EV will have direct consequences for these environmental goals. Policymakers will need to consider how to support the growth of the EV market while addressing trade concerns and protecting local industries. The developments in the EU-China tariff situation will be closely monitored by other countries and trade blocs. The outcome of this scenario could influence trade policies and negotiations worldwide as other regions look to navigate similar challenges. The need for a balanced approach that addresses economic, environmental, and political considerations will be a common theme in these discussions. As the European Commission prepares to make its decision, the automotive industry is bracing for potential changes. Manufacturers, suppliers, and consumers are all preparing for the potential impacts of new tariffs and the resulting shifts in production and pricing dynamics. The next few months will be critical in determining the future landscape of the EV market in Europe and beyond. The ongoing investigation and potential imposition of tariffs by the EU also highlight the broader challenges of managing global trade relations in an increasingly interconnected world. The rise of new economic powers, shifting trade dynamics, and the need to address global challenges, such as climate change, all contribute to a complex and evolving landscape. Policymakers will need to navigate these challenges with a strategic and balanced approach, considering the long-term implications of their decisions on both local and global scales. The EU's potential decision to impose tariffs on Chinese EVs is a multifaceted issue, with significant implications for trade relations, the automotive industry, and environmental sustainability. The outcome of this situation will shape the future of the EV market in Europe and set a precedent for future trade policies and negotiations. As stakeholders await the European Commission's decision, the complex interplay of economic, political, and environmental considerations will continue to drive discussions and shape the evolving landscape of global trade. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome your thoughts and questions on this complex and vital subject. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence. Your subscriptions and likes motivate us to generate more content, so please keep supporting us. Check out this video showing on your screen right now, and I will see you on the other side.